Maybe she is Grace.
She is not Miss
Universe.
I'm Gabby, that's Jordan.
Red flag, red flag.
I'm sure, I know I'm the villain in that story. What the fuck was that?
I just got like really excited.
It was the clap. Okay, we're here. I'm ready.
It wasn't.
Is everyone awake?
You know, barely, but on the way here, I was like, I have to like, I don't know, take an espresso shot or like put something on my ass to like just...
Did you have an espresso martini?
I didn't, but you know, it's... Wait, can you imagine? What if like...
We should make espresso martinis for guests. I gotta deal with that.
You can definitely bring out like make an espresso martini in a Starbucks cup.
No.
Wait,
and like bring that around.
Okay, my husband used to work for Enterprise, and he had a guy who rented a car who made these like portable espresso martinis. So it was like in a tube. I think it's called Bowls, like BOHLS.
Wait, that's...
And it's just like a portable, like fits in your purse, and then you just shake it up and you pour it in the glass.
Wait,
Are you talking about portable espresso martinis?
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Portable.
Okay, sorry about that.
I think she barks because of my clap.
Yeah, that was the problem.
We're not going to do that again.
That was the most abrupt. I was like, we're starting. Okay.
It's happening. So now that you're awake because Jordan woke you up.
With the EKG clap.
Yes. Welcome.
We just made the TikTok. Have you seen it? What you looking for? Figure out what you looking for.
Wait, y'all have to know, I'm so bad at like TikTok. Like
Well, you're gonna be making one after this
I
episode.
am. Yeah. Oh, period. I'm ready. Okay.
So, welcome to the Z-List Celebrities.
Thank y'all for having me.
Thanks for coming.
You were at our season closeout party.
Yes.
So you got a little taste of like how crazy we get.
Yes, of course. And I had to watch, obviously.
I feel like we were tame.
We were pretty.
No, not the after party, but like before. But like at the party, we kept it cute. We kept it couth, you know?
Yeah.
I kept it cute by just spilling wine all down my chest.
Red flags.
Oh my god, do it for the male gaze. If you spilled...
Oh
do it for the male gaze. It's just gonna slide down gently.
You're done.
In slow motion.
I can't believe I did that. It's these new glasses.
Wait,
from
guys,
Rachel.
how dirty can we get when we talk about things?
As dirty as you want. This is
You can say whatever you want.
When I was talking about the male gaze and like slow-mo wind down her chest, it reminded me of the time I told a guy to like give me like a facial. And I thought it was gonna be like glamorous, like, and it was literally just like my eye, like getting in my eye.
Well, I have a friend that she got it in her eye and it stuck in her eyelash and it closed her eye and her eye was shut and they had to go to the doctor.
Oh, how do you
like
explain
an
that?
infection?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It probably gives you pink eye.
How can you explain that to like your doctor? Yeah, so like my man kind of nutted in my eyeball. You can't really explain that. I am so sorry that I'm Joan Riversing this podcast.
Okay,
like,
wait, hold on. We need to go back. I'm like 5 years old, and every time I put lotion on my face, I'm like, Matt, look.
It's like I'm glowing.
See, and I like stay away from my eyes because I have so many like on a non-sexual route. I have so many contact issues that I'm like keep everything away from my eyes because I've had so many. I have like the eye ulcer. It's a whole thing.
Oh no!
Jordan,
no, Clear.
That's why. We're not gonna get anything done for this podcast.
I'm gonna...
I'm keeping us in check.
Okay, we're here.
Okay. What do we want to talk about first? Bucks?
So we kind of did an intro and talked about you a little bit and like how you're the Bucks. So do you want to start with that?
Yeah.
What was your experience trying out?
So the tryout process was actually really stressful for me just because like at the time I was trying out for other teams too.
Okay.
So like a lot of it was virtual, so you'd be the preliminary round, you're sending out videos and you're, seeing what sticks, who reaches back. And so the Bucks process in particular was about a month long. Okay. So like literally I got the audition video. I planned a trip for St. Patrick's Day to Boston prior to me even knowing that I was going to be trying out. So I'm literally like blacked out on St. Patrick's Day and I get the email that it's the audition video and I'm like, crap. So I'm like learning it on the plane on the ride home, and it was literally due the next day. So I like learned it on the ride home on the plane, and then like recorded it, and I literally was like, that was so bad, like they're not gonna reach back out. And then they did, and so then I got pushed to the next round of interviews and finals. Okay. So then the interview wasn't until weeks later. And it was remote interview, so I did that, and that went really well.
Like a talking interview?
Yeah, like it was on Zoom. It was like, you know, the coaches and then some people
kind of
from...
Get the good chemistry for team and stuff like that.
And, you know, see who can be a good brand ambassador, see how well you talk, all those things. And then there were 2 rounds of finals, and I was literally flying back and forth from from Maryland. Okay. Like, I'd be, like, Maryland, Tampa, back, Maryland, Tampa, because there were 2 rounds. So that was a lot of traveling I did in that little short 2-week span. And then there was a fitness evaluation. So, actually, I wouldn't have known that had I not overheard someone after the first round of finals saying, oh, the next round there's going to be the fitness evaluation. So I literally had my aunt who, back in her heyday, was like a pre-Olympic track star.
Oh, that's so
I had her like come and like have me do sprints. Like I would literally, to prepare, I would like run like a 200 across like a lacrosse field or a football field, and then do my dances. And then sprint, conditioning, do my dances. Okay. And so like that's what I was doing to just prepare. And then the tryouts, honestly, I felt like not anxious at all at the actual physical finals because I was just ready to perform. I was like, I've been preparing for a month.
At that point, you're just like, let's get it over.
Okay, exactly. Wait, hold on. What was their conditioning test?
It was literally, it was like a 400 sprint across the practice field. Okay. A bunch of abs, a bunch of like arm strength. It was kind of tough, and then we had to run a mile in 10 minutes.
This sounds more intense than what we make the police.
But I also feel like running a mile in 10 minutes, like, can't most people do that?
Right.
You'd be surprised.
But that's after all the conditioning.
Oh, so like at the end.
You're tired.
Yeah, so like you're
also,
tired.
I feel like that's an overestimate. I feel like a lot of people cannot run a mile in 10 minutes. Because America tends to be on the obese and unhealthy side. I do believe that.
I think I ran mine in like 8, so kind of bad, but like it was like 8.
That's not bad. It's good.
It was, you know.
I mean, you weren't over 10.
I was trying my best, girl. I was like,
God, I don't run anywhere.
No, I don't like run for fun. Like I don't go on runs.
But
like,
I run to the fridge.
Period. I just want to know.
To the bar.
Like people willingly run in marathons. Like they choose to do that. I don't understand that. Not for me. Not my ministry.
I always am like, I really would love to run a marathon. I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm. You know, that is for God's strongest soldiers. I am not that. So
I was like talking to somebody. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were like, I really think like it'd be really cool to train and like hike Everest. And I went, bye. Have a good one.
Don't people die?
Yes, people die on Everest. Less and less nowadays because like now you're able to bring oxygen up and stuff like that. Right. But like you have to be in like tip top peak shape and it's cold. Why would I do that?
Right, it's cold.
See how far we can get if we sign up for a marathon with no training and we just run it and we have someone vlog us running.
That would be funny.
I would last like 3 minutes.
Yeah, I have to start walking after like 2 minutes of running. Honestly, 1 minute of running and then I do a minute of walking.
I'm like, I'm tired.
I would pass out.
No, but it literally felt like a marathon. Like it was just nonstop conditioning, and then like after 30 minutes of conditioning, run the mile.
I literally am gonna put myself on blast here, but at kickboxing a couple weeks ago, she like had us do this like reindeer challenge for Christmas. So it was actually like 2 months ago, and one of the challenges is like you have to do 10 laps around the gym. And I did the 10 laps. I finished. I was like super proud of myself. I get in the car to go home. I had to pull over in a Tires Plus, and I threw up outside the car door. Dead ass.
Oh, now I've
Sorry, Beth.
No, it's crazy because I've never known what it was like to throw up from being so physically exhausted. Yeah. And I've been in dance classes all my life, and like people have literally thrown up, and I'm just like, you must be so dead. To where your body's just
I've
like,
done it a couple of times.
I skied in college, and I would say I threw up more times after a workout than I like didn't throw up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, like there's definitely times where like you're running a dance over and over again, and you feel like you might want to, but that's just never happened to me. So,
one of our workouts was you have to, one leg, so it was mainly leg training, and go up, I think it was 2 flights of stairs, but you had to hop on one leg, and then do it back down.
For skiing?
Yeah, and then you'd have to switch legs and do it with the other leg. And then that was only one part of our circuit. And
you know, I never, with winter sports, I never knew that there was, like I obviously knew you're an athlete, you train, but I never knew what that looked like.
Oh, if you do it at a collegiate level, it's terrible.
Oh my gosh.
It's terrible.
Wait, didn't you go to school in Florida?
No, I went to school in Vermont.
Oh, okay, because I'm thinking, wait, Florida had a school in Florida had a ski. I was so confused.
Yeah, no.
But now that you're mentioning that you're in Vermont, that makes the most sense.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that was.
What other teams were you trying out for at the same time?
So interestingly enough, I made finals for Falcons the day that I got the call that I made Bucks.
Okay.
So I remember thinking in my head like, okay, here's a team that I've already made, and then here's a team that I really like, but also if I go through with this, then I'm risking not making the team by the finals.
Yeah.
And also was like where you wanted to live and location a piece of that as well?
Honestly, no, because I tried out for so many teams. Like, I tried out for some all-girl teams and some co-ed teams, just because some of the all-girl teams, like, they'll be like, oh, we want to rebrand this year. You never know.
Yeah.
But I tried out for teams all over Denver.
Who's an all-girls team?
Broncos is an all-girls team that I tried out for. Mm-hmm.
That's upsetting.
Yeah.
That's my team.
Yeah.
What's this, not science behind it, but, like, why are they all-girl teams?
Well, just historically, like...
It's just not a male-dominated sport.
Right. You know, a lot of, pro cheer in terms of the NFL, that started in, like, the 70s. So, really, it was just women, out there. And that's how it was for decades and decades. And I honestly, growing up as a kid, I never thought that I would be able to do it.
Do you ever feel like being a male cheerleader and, like, being in crowds and stuff like that, like, it's ever awkward for you or, like, that people look down on it or anything like that?
Interestingly enough, I never see it, like, while I'm on the field. But, we do appearances, and we do appearances before every game. And a lot of times, people will be like, oh, we just want to take pictures of the girls. Like, leave the boys out of it.
Especially, like, the men that think they're all hot. Yeah,
exactly.
I could see that.
And but actually, the girls on the team are always so amazing about, no, we're a team. Like, we take pictures as a team. And that was always something that was really good, so I never felt, like, excluded from that point. Mm-hmm. But I will say, moving down to Florida...
Do women ever, like, be like, no, I want a picture with only the male cheerleaders?
Well, it's funny, because, like, I mean, all of us are gay, but...
Wait, that was going to be my question. Is anyone on the team straight that's a guy?
Are there do you know of any NFL cheerleaders that are straight?
No. I mean, none of that I know. None that I know personally. I did when I used to dance to the NBA when I was in college, and there was one straight boy. There were 10 boys on the team.
Okay.
So way more than there are now on Bucks, but there were 10 boys on the team, and one of them was straight.
Okay.
But, he says he's straight, so he's straight, unless he says otherwise. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Okay.
So, once you made the team.
Yes. So, you know what's crazy? At every tryout, they'll do a whole thing where they say, oh, here's how we're going to announce the team. Wait to hear. Or they'll just announce the team there. After the last end of finals, or after finals ended, they just said, okay, see you later. And we just, like, left. And I had no clue. I was like, so how am I going to find out? Are they going to call me? Am I going to see it on Instagram? So the next day, I was, like, anxiety central. Like, I was constantly refreshing the Instagram, constantly, refreshing my email. And then I remember I literally was like, I need to, like, euthanize myself. Like, I was like, I need to take a nap to, like, de-stress. And while I was taking that de-stressing nap, I got a call from a random number, and I was like, oh my god, this is it. And actually, it was funny because, and she does this to pretty much everybody, she kind of gives you a critique, so you're thinking, oh crap, I didn't make it. And then out of nowhere, she'll be like, so how do you feel about being a Tampa Bay Buccaneers cheerleader?
That literally feels like reality TV when they're like, punk each other.
So, I really like the phrase that you just said, because I've been looking for a new word other than, like, KMS, and she always says, like, unalive, and I'm like, I just, like, hate when people say unalive.
I say
unalive. I say unalive all the time.
Oh, love it. Euthanize myself.
So, here, wait, we have to put in, like, perspective why I say unalive. I watch an unseemly amount of crime shows. Okay. And especially on YouTube, like the true crime YouTubers, they'll get flagged if they say KMS. Are we saying KMS now? Is that what we're doing?
Same with TikTok.
Well, yeah.
They say unalive. Yeah.
So, like, everybody says unalive instead of, like, suicide or killed themselves because, like, that's their way around it with YouTube. So I just naturally, it flows out of my mouth all the time because I watch so much of it. It's not like I'm, like, intentionally, like, unalive.
I actually didn't know that was the, I guess, history behind unalive. Like, I always was, because before I left Twitter, I still have one, I'm just not on it. I was, like, in, like, the pits of Stan Twitter. Like, I was a Twitter stan. And so I would see people say, unalive myself, and I just thought, oh, that's new slang. I didn't know that was...
It's a true crime.
Why? Okay.
Yeah. But I'm really loving the euthanize.
Should we start using that?
Yeah. I'm just going to euthanize myself. Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, euthanize... I mean, you just got to knock yourself out, essentially.
I feel like when you say that, people are going to be like, did she just say that?
I want them to question what we're saying at all times. That's the goal.
Yeah, that's what I feel like everyone does. Like anyone who's like not for the girls or anyone who's like not gay, when I talk, they're just like, is that English? Like, what dialect is this? And I think that the girls and the gays have our own dialect of like...
You know what though? Kyle picks up on it, and then like he'll start saying these things too. So like... He's recently started saying straight to jail all the time. And I say it a lot.
Yes.
This is the gay agenda.
This is the gay agenda, to get the boys to say the things. Yeah, no, Kyle has started to, like, definitely do that. I'm trying to think of some other ones. But, like, he'll pick up on my slang and then he'll start saying it. Ever since he heard Kelsey and I saying feral, he's now starting to say feral.
I say feral all the time.
Now he'll be like, are we getting feral this week? I'm like, Kyle!
Is this a feral night or is this like a...
I would love for every night to be a feral night.
Unhinged feral.
If I never got hungover, I think I would be feral every night. Because I love the party scene and I love going out, but I hate being hungover.
Me too.
It's the worst.
No, I can't do hangovers. It takes me like 2 days to recover.
Well, I could tell I was getting old yesterday because I did 2 tequila shots and I like literally woke up with a headache and my stomach is hurt all day and I'm like...
No, it's the worst.
Like, that was 2. I had 2.
I'm going to have to... Her bachelorette party's like 8 days or something. I'm gonna have to find an IV.
She's gonna have to euthanize herself.
You're gonna have to euthanize yourself.
In Portugal. Rest in peace.
R.I.P. If I die in Portugal, I won't be mad.
Me neither. If I die at the end.
Bury me there. Leave me and bury me there. But no, so I want to know. I have another tea question. That I have to ask. So, like, do you guys associate with the players a lot?
You know, on our team, it's actually not against the rules to, like, talk to players if you're in that, if you happen to find yourself there.
Some DMs.
I never did. Just because, I mean, like, you know, most of the guys are probably outwardly straight, you know? You never know. I think there was the one player earlier who came out as openly gay.
Okay.
Like...
On our team?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
I didn't know that.
There's the one that Jeffree Star is dating too.
Yes.
I think that's
basketball. Or is that football?
No, it's football.
It's football?
Yeah. I forgot his name.
I'm not a sports girl, to be honest.
I was not a sports girl until I made this team. Honestly, truthfully, like, I couldn't tell you how much a touchdown was worth, like how many points that was until 2 months into being on the team. But
isn't it 6 and then 7 if you hit
you kick it.
You kick
it. That's a field goal. No, when you kick it.
Yeah. Amazing. And then you get 3 if you kick it like further I forget what it's called, but they get like a second chance, and then they kick it, and then it's an extra 3 points.
I should know what that's called, but
isn't it a field goal?
No. That's like when you make a touchdown. You get a field goal.
Is it well, I'm trying to think back to like middle school gym class where you took quizzes on the sports that you played for. Like you play a sport for a week and then we would take a quiz on the sport.
Oh,
I hated gym.
I hated gym too.
I convinced. Okay, wait. Actually, this leads me into a great story. You guys will like this one.
Okay.
So I, at my high school, and I'm gonna not say my high school, but I had a gym teacher. Sweetest woman. She was like in her 70s when I was there. But massive old honkers, fake. And she was an ex-Playboy bunny.
I love that.
So I'm not going to say her name, but everybody from my hometown will know exactly what I'm talking about. And, you know, she was just always, like, running around on the gym course, like, trying to boss people around. Well, she was ditzy, as, like, you know, comes with the territory, I feel like, of being a Playboy bunny most of the time. There are exceptions. And she quite literally, I would convince her almost every day or at least twice a week that I was on my period, which, like, is impossible. And so that I just wouldn't go to gym class and I'd go wander the halls and like go like get my I also like had this really sneaky way of like being like, oh, you know, so and so teacher needs them out of class for this, and like I'd pull my friends out of class and we'd go wander the halls. But like that gym teacher, she just every time I was like, I have cramps today, I'm not feeling good, and she'd be like, go sit down in the locker room, and then I'd just disappear and I'd come back right before the bell rang.
No, it's crazy. Like I feel like if I was a girl, I would use that all the time.
I do use it.
And I just think that all women... I just think that all women deserve veterans discounts for, like, doing life with periods. Like, I don't know, like, I have a cough and I'm gonna die for 10 days. Like, and you get literally, like, it feels like someone is punching your insides once a month.
I personally would describe it more as like a little baby squirrel lives in there and then it scratches the interior.
That's, like, worse.
Crazy thing, so I went out to dinner the other night with 2 of my girlfriends, and the one girl's, like, talking about, like, how bad her periods are. And Gabby knows I get such bad periods.
She, like, goes away for a couple of days and won't talk to any of us.
Because I cannot get out of bed. Like, it's so bad.
Oh, my God.
I stopped wearing tampons. Girlies, listen to this. I stopped wearing tampons. I do not have any, like, clots anymore. I don't have any period pain anymore. And my period literally lasts 3 days.
When did that happen? You were out of commission last period.
No, I wasn't.
You weren't?
Not this last period.
Okay.
I just had it.
I was gonna say, normally she's incapacitated.
No.
She's euthanized.
Yeah,
She's
I'm literally
euthanized.
No. It was after we came back from New York. I had gotten it.
So after I had my cervical cancer scare, I stopped putting things up there because I wasn't allowed after one of my surgeries for like 3 months. So I just kind of stuck to that. And I've definitely noticed my flow's a little lighter. Yeah. Sorry if we're like freaking you out.
No.
Yeah, I don't even wear the pads anymore. I just use the period underwear.
I do. I need to get some of that. I do wear the pads. There are these pads that Honey Pot makes. I need to check into if their ingredients are actually safe. But they're like they make it. What's the word? They're like. They make everything tingly, but like in a good way. It's cooling. They're cooling pads.
Oh, okay.
And at first it scares you, and you're like, "Oh my god, my vagina's burning." But then it was kind of like, "This feels nice." It's like this hurts so good.
I just put on the period underwear and I take a few edibles and I'm like, "Oh my god."
Wait.
That's okay. And then I fall asleep for like 30 hours.
Oh my god, no! I would be knocked out for years. Yeah. I don't think any man like because there's this like period cramp simulator.
Yeah, they also have like the birth ones so that you can put it on your husband.
I just don't believe that works because you literally get pain in here, like from your vagina, not even up here.
Sometimes I get pain in my butthole too.
Same.
I know.
Same.
Wait, hold on. Pause. We need to go back to episode 1 of this episode. Did you listen to it? No, fake. Anyways.
Fake.
Episode 1 of this episode?
No. Podcast.
Episode 1 of
episode
we
1 of
are
this episode.
sober. Anyways.
I definitely listened to like 5 and 6.
Okay. We talked about, I watched this show with Neil Patrick Harris that just came out.
Oh,
yes, and they Botox buttholes. Is that a thing?
I've never heard of anyone Botoxing them. I've heard of bleaching your asshole.
Okay,
I've heard of right. I've heard of waxing, obviously.
Yeah.
But
like, if
Botox?
Yeah, because if it's too big, it like won't fit.
Well, that's never been a problem. She's tight.
That's why.
But that would be a problem.
Yeah. If it's huge.
Oh, some people don't have a tight butthole?
No. If it's like
if it's too tight.
Not.
Never mind.
Not the bone.
I don't think we should go there. I think we should skip this. We don't need an anatomy lesson. Tell them later.
Sorry, wait. We were on tryout.
Yes. Okay. So you made.
I made the team.
Yes.
No. We were talking. What about you? Have to give us like the player details.
Oh yes. Okay.
That's what I want.
Okay, so it's funny because I know that there is definitely a girl on our team who's talked to players before. I don't know if it's reached the other worlds.
Okay.
The other worlds, but she's
talked to single players or
single ones.
Okay.
Single ones.
Nobody's cheating that we know of.
No one's cheating. No one's cheating. But actually, when I was
clean team. This is boring.
It is really boring.
What's actually super like I guess kind of progressive is that my old team, when I was dancing for the NBA, it was in our contract. We couldn't talk to them, communicate with them, like, whatsoever.
But people did anyways, huh?
Wait, so what was the reasoning behind that?
The reasoning was just, like, more of, like, a PR thing.
Okay. Professionalism.
And, like, also, it would be bad PR-wise if, like, I don't know, people had too many drinks and things get messy and things get gray.
Or even it can also be if there's a bad breakup and then it affects your guys' work.
What if someone gets pregnant? That's all I think
and then that's a headline.
Well,
yeah,
it's the same. It's the same way though that like as much as like we're getting more progressive, so people care less. It's how you have to disclose relationships in workplaces, or you can't date in the workplace. It's just messy.
It is. It's messy and it creates tension. But one thing that I feel like our team emphasized was that like you're in the same space as them. Like as long as you're not messy and you keep it cute. It's like fine. So, and there was never any big talk about don't talk to the players. Okay. Versus on my old team, there was definitely like a really like hard line rule of not talking to the players. But looking back, I'm like, I honestly wish I did. But that's a question I get a lot. Like, even other gay guys are like, oh my god, it's like, do you talk to players? And I'm like, I'm too busy trying to, like, worry about next week's routine to talk to a player.
Okay,
I'm
the
like...
real question here is, have any of your teammates slid into Mr. Brady's DMs?
Not to my knowledge. I wish
everybody's respecting Giselle because Giselle's a witch and they don't want to get cursed.
Wait. Okay, is that a thing? My friend from home told me that exact thing.
She's a witch. As a fellow witch, I'm telling you guys, she's a witch.
She's a witch?
Because I'm a witch, and she's definitely a witch.
Oh,
hot take.
She put a hex on him.
I wish that they would come back with the Victoria's Secret's fashion show. Like, I lived for that. That was my Super Bowl.
That was before Fenty came and took the show over. Not the show, but took the world over.
Yeah. They were like, well, it's unrealistic. But, like, isn't that the point of it? It's supposed to be unrealistic, right?
I just feel like, for example, like, Nikita Dragun, like,
I love Nikita.
She could obviously, like, stunt on Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, but put her in a different fashion show. You know?
Okay.
Like, she could have her own fashion show.
She could have just her solo. Just her solo.
Doesn't she have a whole brand?
Nikita?
Yeah.
Probably. She probably has several.
Start a fashion show.
I think that I've never really watched the Victoria's Secret fashion show. I'm much more of like a Miss United States, Miss World. I don't
like
know.
A pageant girl.
I do like to watch the pageants. But I more so like I don't know. I like all the different challenges to it. Whereas like the fashion show, it's just like you walk and it's lingerie and that's that. I don't know how I feel about like the Victoria's Secret fashion show. I know why they shut it down clearly. I feel like that they could have definitely had more like diversity in body types and it would have been fine. But I also see the perspective of like these models that like they're Victoria's Secret models. It's not to be unachievable. It's like their literal job is to work very, very, very hard. I don't want to like devalue how hard they work to look that way. And that's a choice and a preference. And that was what the show was about, was like that type of woman. And it's definitely excluding others, but also like I'm not trying to take away with how hard they work.
Yeah.
Like some of those women, like they work like Adriana Lima, like that her entire existence. They don't eat bread. Like the poor woman, like let her have her fashion show. She didn't get to eat bread for 12 years. Like
wow.
So like I get that perspective from it too, but I never watched it, so I just really didn't care when they stopped it.
We had like a whole watch party every year. I swear, like it was our like me and my friend group in like high school and middle school. That was literally our Super Bowl.
Wow.
Was that show?
No, and I remember that was a very important time.
We bought the sweatsuits every year, the t-shirts every single year. Like it was just a whole thing.
And what's sad is I never got to really like enjoy that era. I always just feel like that like Victoria's Secret was just so not, because I'm a gay kid. I never watched those things.
Can we do a watch party for the next Miss United States? We just missed
God,
it, but we gotta do it next year.
Love pageants.
I don't even like know what happens there.
So we gotta do Miss United States, and then we have to do Miss World or Miss Universe. Yeah, not World. I don't know why I said World. But I mean, Miss Universe this year was Philippines was last year. I can't remember who this year is. It'll come to me later. But I don't know if you guys follow her on TikTok, but Taryn was Miss New York this year, and she, I think, got second place in Miss USA, and she's like gold. She has the identical dog of Blue, like Blue's brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's what her platform grew off of, was like having a Great Dane in New York. But she was gorgeous. I don't know, they're all stunning. I love like getting to hear them like talk about their platforms, because sometimes I'm like, your platform's really fucking stupid, and other times I'm like, oh my gosh, that was creative. I'd rather have a creative platform. Like, it's no shade to any big platforms, but I don't want to see your St. Jude's platform. I don't want to see your Susan G. Coleman. Like, give me something fresh, new, and like that actually needs help. Right. So sometimes I'm like, ew, boring, yawn. Yeah. But then other times I'm like, you dug deep for that one.
You did that.
So I've never watched it, so I don't know. But
I think you'll like it just as much as Victoria's Secret. And even if you don't, you still have the swim portion. So you could just watch the swim portion.
There is the swim portion.
There is.
Wait. Quick little intermission here.
Okay.
So me, her, and Kelsey made like unrealistic goals for this year.
Okay.
And mine was that I wanted to walk in the Miami Swim Week.
Girl, do it.
I love it. Okay, wait.
Like,
so now
when is Swim Week?
It's in June.
Oh, you got it.
I know. So you know what I did? I signed up online for an audition.
Wait, I want to sign up too.
Do it.
How did you send me the link?
Okay, I'll send you the link.
What was my unrealistic goal again?
You want us to make $1 million.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen, but it's my unrealistic goal.
It is gonna happen.
I don't even know what my unrealistic goal will be.
Our joint one was that the podcast is bigger than Call Her Daddy.
Yeah.
Period. I don't even know what that girl's name is, but girl, we're out for you.
We're covered.
Watch out, Alex Cooper.
Alex Cooper, that's the one who's still on it after the other one.
And Sophia left, yeah.
And then she has a podcast now. It's like called Sophia with an F.
Yeah.
Not very original. I'm not really impressed with either of those two women, but
I don't know.
So what's your unrealistic goal? I think that was Jordan's point in that conversation.
My unrealistic goal, I had a boyfriend.
That's not unrealistic.
Which is like, honestly,
Are you picky?
I actually am way pickier than I think I am.
Give us your list. Here is Grayson's open audition for a boyfriend this year.
Oh
my God, should we run like an audition on our social media for Grayson?
We should like, can we be like Chris Harrison and you're like The Bachelor?
Oh my God.
Wait, we could
and
vlog
we just do
that
a whole
thing.
show.
Would you guys watch?
Yes, thank you.
The gay Bachelor.
The Gay Bachelor. Honestly, that existed in real life. That would be so messy. That would be so messy.
I don't think that, like, what, you know what they're doing, though? They just announced that they're doing Bachelor Senior, so it's old people.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm so excited
I'd love to
for.
see a Silver Fox.
They've been holding auditions for 60
single
60s and 60 pluses in different areas.
Foxy from Vermont.
Who's Foxy from Vermont?
He was our bartender, and then I got cut off. So.
Was he hot? Was he hot?
He was on Summer House.
He was cute.
He was on Summer House.
Yeah, he was on Summer House.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
because they filmed there.
Yeah, he wasn't on Summer House. He was on Winter House. Oh. Yeah.
I don't watch him, so I
You're on the right track.
No, but I'm telling you, my unrealistic goal is definitely having a boyfriend. I feel like
your ideal guy. Like, what is it? What are you looking for?
What am I looking for? Okay, so I definitely want a guy who has personality, which seems so vague. But, like, I'm coming to you with, like, all this personality.
But do you want a personality that complements yours?
Complements
or is the same as yours?
Complements mine. Because, you know, we're a lot of energy over here, you know? But I want someone who can hold a conversation, which seems like not hard criteria to me, but you'd be surprised at how many people just, you cannot
There's a reason that I don't ever want to date ever again. It sounds exhausting.
It does.
No, you guys are so lucky.
The apps, I can't do the apps.
You guys are so lucky. You've escaped the streets, and I'm still on the streets.
You escaped the streets?
But I think, honestly, realistically, like, it's difficult. I am really picky because of the fact that as I'm talking to guys, I'm thinking, okay, like, I'm hearing about his family. Does that sound like a family I'd want to marry into? Because my mom told me, she was like, when you marry someone, you're also marrying into their family. And my mother had her own issues of, like, marrying into my dad's family. So I'm like, okay.
I love that. And I used to be the same way. But when you find the right person, the family kind of stops mattering.
Really?
Personally.
Okay.
And because, like, for them, you'll make it work. And if they're the right partner, they're going to stick up for you over their family.
That's
if they're
true.
not sticking up for you over their family, then they're not the right partner.
That's true.
So I think Jordan and I can both speak on, like, I've dated people that have had terrible families but still loved the person. I've dated people that have great families and I didn't really love them, but I loved their families.
Oh, okay.
So I just don't think that that's important. I think just the person, like, I understand where you're coming from. I don't think it's a bad criteria.
Our last podcast episode caused a little bit of drama, and Matt was like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, he did. He completely shut down his family because his team is Jordan. Jordan's his family now. It doesn't devalue that they're not your family anymore. Like, my mom will always be my mom. That's always my family. But we're creating our own families.
Right.
And that's the priority. So as long as the partner's sticking up for you, it really doesn't matter.
That's true.
That's one that you can let go of. There. That's one off the list.
Okay.
What else we got?
I definitely would like a guy who is, like, in this, again, doesn't seem like it's criteria, but I definitely want a guy who's older than me, but not, like, crazy older than me. Because I find that a lot of times guys who are exactly my age are, like, they're 5 years old. Like, they're literally, like, guys who are 23 are literally 5. Except for me. I'm not. But guys who are 23 are 5. But then the men who are very intentional about dating and intentional about courtship. And, like,
you definitely need someone in their late 20s or early 30s because you don't act 23. Like, none of us thought you were 23 when we met you.
Yeah, I thought you were our age.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. I mean, I say that to say, like, the men who are so intentional about being with me are literally always, like, 40, 45. And I'm like, you know.
That's because they're like, time clock is ticking. I think
Exactly.
like you need a late 20s, early 30s. Those guys are just starting to like settle themselves. I think give it a year and like you'll have like that age group ready to like be serious.
Gotcha.
Because I feel like even like 20-something boys, late 20s are still kind of like
do you want a guy who's like dresses more masculine or feminine?
Yeah, do you like mask or femme? What's your gay type?
My gay type, okay.
Like I know bears, that's about it.
Do you like a bear?
I love a bear. I
can bring you to Bear Week.
To Bear Week?
Have you been to Bear
There's
Week?
a week for bears.
Have you been to Provincetown? Have you been to Provincetown?
I have
P-Town?
never. No. And my friend Anthony went to P-Town. Like for like a gay function.
Let me show you Bear Week. Keep talking about
Bear
Well,
Week.
okay, so tell me, what's your gay type?
My gay type, okay.
So,
Guys who's
some
taller
bears.
than me. Because
Okay,
the gays literally come in 5'7", and I'm a bottom.
You said the other day.
I'm a bottom who is 5'10", so definitely like I would prefer a guy who's like 6'2" or taller.
Okay.
I like men who... I don't like men who are as effeminate as I am.
Okay.
But I definitely don't want a guy who's girl. Like, I don't want a guy who's too masculine. Like, I want them to be able to have input on the decorations and have input on fashion and things like that. I don't necessarily want a guy who dresses exactly like me.
Okay.
But I want you to be able to dress.
Like, you want to be like the fashion showstoppers. Like, you want to be the uncles that walk in and they're like, you're well dressed for the holiday. Like, you're ready to party.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
I do, okay, when it comes to, like, race, ethnicity, I actually don't really, like, have a preference, truthfully. Like, when I'm thinking just marriage-wise, culturally, it would be, like, easiest to marry a black guy, right? Just because, like...
They get your culture.
They get my culture, right? But, I'm not necessarily going to pursue, like, the Caribbean guys, like the African guys, like it's a whole different culture. And it's actually funny because my father's Jamaican, my mother's from Kansas, and so when she went to her first Thanksgiving with him, she was like, "Where's the mashed potatoes? Why is there oxtail?" And so she thought just because she was marrying a black guy that it would just be, oh, it's like the same.
But I mean, it's literally the same in all races. It's the same way, like my dad's Catholic, my mom's Jewish. Like the Jews and the Catholics have completely different traditions. Like it's that's everywhere, you know.
Right.
Okay, Bear Week. So this is the song.
Oh my god, I love bears. I love bears so much.
No. So my uncle is...
Is your Uncle a bear?
He is the photographer in P-Town, like their main photographer. Okay. So he always photographs Bear Week in P-Town. Yeah. Oh my god. So like I literally grew up vacationing in the Cape. So like since I was, I don't know, 2 maybe, I've been like going to P-Town. So I'm just like so used to it. But it's literally like drag queens everywhere. Like every club is a gay club. Every restaurant's like a gay restaurant. Like it's, you walk down the street and you don't see, I don't know, more than 5 straight people.
I have to go to Bear Week. So we've established guy who's taller than me, like masculine to an extent. Like I don't want you to be like a trucker dude. Okay. But I also I'm not necessarily attracted to guys who are just as feminine as I am. Okay. I do love a bear. I love a bear. I need a guy.
Well, that's like the thickness and like the height that you're like.
Exactly. But also, I just don't like guys who are just as skinny as I am, or just as like who are. I need something to grab on, you know. Sick. Like you need. Pick you up. Right. Exactly.
Make you feel like.
But be careful because I'll get offended if you try to pick me up and you go like, and you wince. That'll piss me off. I hate when guys try to be like Prince Charming and they try to do it and then they're struggling. I can tell, and I'm like, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Just put me down. You ruined it. It's whatever.
Mom's over. Mom's done.
Okay, let's transition because I want to know what like the dating scene has been like in Tampa for you.
Oh my god, I've actually thrived dating in Tampa. I grew up in Maryland, like 30 minutes outside of DC. Yeah. So like the main kind of gay hub was DC, and the DC.
Did you spend a lot of time in Baltimore too?
Yes. Okay. Because I went to a school, like college that was closer to Baltimore.
Did you go to Towson?
Yes.
Yes, so one of my best friends, she went to Towson.
Oh my god, go Tigers. So I don't know why I did a peace sign for go Tigers, but go Tigers. But no, so the Baltimore gays were actually pretty cool. Okay. But the funner bars were honestly in DC. But the DC gays are such vipers. And this is all tea, all shade. All tea, all shade. The DC gays are literally vipers. Okay. It's just a very posh place. It's a very, I work on the hill. What do you do? type of place. Gotcha. It's and also if you don't have like a DC friend group, it's really hard to like make your place in the social scene there.
Interesting. I never knew that about DC.
It's kind of like how, kind of similar to New York. I met a gay who you know, lives his life in New York City, and like he's like, if you're not connected to who's going to Fire Island on the weekends, and if you're not connected to what's going on, then you're just not going to have a social life. Yeah. So that was something from DC, and then moving down here, the first gay bar I went to was Cocktails in St. Pete. Shout out Cocktails. And
I've never been there.
It's a fun place.
It's a fun time.
It's literally like cock, like C-O-C-K.
Yeah, I figured.
But that's it.
No, but I didn't figure that. When my friend was like, "Oh, let's go to Cocktails," I was like, "Oh, there's a bar that's literally called Cocktails." Like, I mean, I would hope they'd have cocktails regardless. Like, I thought it was just the drink, and then no, it was very much cocktail.
Yeah, it's like in big letters, cock, and tiny little tail.
But no, I love the gay scene in Florida. The gays here are so nice. Like, when I was out there, everyone was so friendly. Like, I feel like I could walk into Bradley's or Southern by myself and like find someone to make a friend.
Yeah. Have you had any crazy dating stories yet?
Not in. Let me think. There is. I definitely like got stranded.
Okay.
At Gasparilla because no one told me that.
Wait, this year?
Yeah, because this is my first Gasparilla, and no one told me that it's like impossible to get Ubers.
Oh yeah.
So my friends were gonna go to Bar Howard. I do not do straight bars in Tampa. This is not what I'm gonna be doing.
Also, Bar Howard is like 12-year-olds.
Literally.
Bar Howard's for the college kids.
Exactly, and so I'm not trying to be a fratty kind of guy, you know.
I met my ex at Bar Howard, and that should have been the first red flag.
If you meet a guy in Bar Howard, run.
He was just really tall and British, so I thought I was like special. But in hindsight, like Bar Howard was the
first time I went to Bar Howard, there was this girl that was so beyond drunk there. She literally was like trying to fight me, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
It's me. It was me.
I was like, "Why are you doing that?" She was also like this big, and I'm like, "Can you go?"
I actually would want to get in a fight with you. I feel like Jordan would really beat my ass.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel like Jordan.
If I had to pull up to a fight, I'm bringing.
Yeah, bring her. Like I
can't fight. I got nothing.
Me neither, girl. I'm a soft baby girl. I don't fight.
I'm
a dainty queen.
When I was like 6 or 7, I saw my mom get into a fight. She's gonna be so mad I told this story, but it's like one of like my memories.
Your core
memories. Yeah. And I just remember her moving her ring to the side.
Moving her what?
Rings to her like dominant hands.
Oh, Crystal.
Not her making her own DIY brass knuckles. Yeah. Go off.
That's why I'm always lit it up, as if I would punch somebody ever. I won't. Like, we'll pretend.
No, it's crazy because I like. Even you can spill drinks on me. You can do whatever. I'm really not a reactive person when I go out.
You might cry, but like
I might cry, but I'm literally not like I'm not confrontational at all. But no, I was like I refused to go to Bar Howard, so I was on Grindr and I was like I've been stranded out here for 4 hours trying to find an Uber.
Wait, where were you on Gasparilla?
Okay, so first I was in Soho.
Okay.
And then my friends all wanted to go to Bar Howard, and I was like I'm gonna go home. But then I couldn't
find.
Where
in Soho were you?
Like Green Lemon, right by
gotcha.
Yeah, like over there. And I was
gonna say there's no gay bars in Soho.
No, I was the straights. I was with the straights.
I was with the straights
for Gasparilla, and afterwards I was like trying to find Uber. So I was like, okay, maybe if I walk 10 feet, maybe if I walk 20 feet, I'll find one. So I find myself in Hyde Park. I walked all the way to Hyde Park on accident from Soho. And then I was stranded in Hyde Park for 4 hours trying to find an Uber. So then I was talking to this dude on Grindr all day, and he's like, come over. And I'm like, well, I can't come over because I'm stranded in Hyde Park. So if you want to come get me.
I knew that was where that was going.
Because I was like, period. Like, I'm stranded. I'm going to have to prostitute myself for a ride home. Like, I'm going to have to prostitute myself for a ride home. But.
I don't know how I managed to get the Uber that I got.
You left early. You left really early.
What time?
No, I left by 5. That's not early.
You left before 5.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I have timestamps because of the situation we got ourselves into.
You left at...
I left at 5.
I don't know.
It was right before the sun went down because I watched the sun go down.
I need to look at my timestamps now because I thought you left at like 3.
I'm pretty sure it was 5 because I watched the sun go down. But anyways, regardless, I managed to get an Uber in downtown, but I had to walk kind of far away to get it. and it was a line of cars, and it took us forever to turn and get around out of it.
Oh my gosh.
It was garbage trash.
No.
What are some of your, like...
Yeah, no, you left...
Oh, she's like, I'm getting the
receipt.
Yeah.
Let me see.
You left early.
What picture is that?
This is 4:30, and you had already been gone for like 30 minutes.
So then I left at 4? I swear,
Yeah.
that means I like took like over an hour to get home.
I thought
I
the
watched
Uber
the
like
sunset.
pulled up right there and like got you. I didn't know.
No,
you were
so
waiting.
Rachel and I had to walk all the way past the hotel. And then that's why I was a little concerned because Rachel was like, I don't remember walking back to the hotel. And I was like,
Okay, so what
That's fine.
maybe you did leave around 5, but I left you at like 4.
yeah, you guys left us. And
Yeah.
then I went with Rachel. We walked all the way down to like, I would say, because it was pulling up towards JW. We were over by the Heron where I got into the Uber.
Okay.
And then
Oh,
he had to
wow.
like pull and turn around. And it was just,
We went to AMSO. That was
mistakes have been made.
I convinced some really, really tall like guy.
Grr.
Yeah,
A girl.
that he played for the Bucks, and then I took a picture with him.
You convinced him that he played for the Bucks.
I bet you spent the rest of the night signing autographs.
No, he probably did. I literally have photos with him on my phone.
Wait, you have to show us. I haven't seen these.
It's really embarrassing.
I missed all the fun.
Oh my god.
Okay, so tell me some of like transitioning off of dating. Some of the like Tampa ICKS you've had so far, and like the things you've loved the most about Tampa. 'Cause this season is about Tampa.
Okay, ICKS, traffic.
Yeah.
The traffic.
It's gotten really bad recently.
I grew up in the suburbs,
Okay.
and even driving into the city, like there just really wasn't.
That's him.
You did convince him, didn't you?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He looks like he's into it.
No, I think
He's like
he was
playing the
into
part.
it.
He's playing the part.
He's like, Jordan, this is kind of like, what were you thinking?
I was so blacked out.
What
I
a
don't know.
What a Sagittarius. Only a Sagittarius would convince
I was
a
like,
man.
"Do you pay for the
Sagittarius.
Bucks?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "Yeah, you do."
And he was like, okay, yeah.
I was like, "Can I take a photo?" And he was like, "Sure."
Oh my god. Well, my first Tampa ick is gonna be men pretending they're on Bucks.
Has that happened to you before?
Oh no, that's
This is the first.
That's the first. No, definitely traffic.
Yes.
Speaking about Bucks players, though, actually, let's circle back.
Okay.
Long before I was dating Kyle, so like this is not a kind of thing. What's the one? I don't even know if he still plays for the Bucks. The guy that got in trouble for hitting his girlfriend a while back. It was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Wasn't
I forget his
Antonio
name.
Brown?
Yeah, it was Antonio Brown.
No, that's not who I'm talking about. There's another one. I was at Embird. I'll look it up. I'll try to figure out who it was. I was at Embird. This was like 2-3 years ago. And we were all out getting drinks. And this guy came up to me and was like, "Can I buy you a drink?" And we were on our way out. And I was like, "No, I'm good. Thank you, though." And like I kept walking. And the friend that I was with was like, "Do you know who you just said no to?" And I was like, "No, because I don't sport."
I don't sport.
Well, and I didn't say that because I didn't even know he was an athlete. And she's like, "That was so-and-so." And now I can't remember his name. And she's like, "Oh my God, like that's so-and-so." So I immediately told my dad because I was like, "Flex, your daughter's cute." So-and-so said this. And my dad's like, "You stay the fuck away from him. He's a girlfriend beater." Freaked out.
No.
But like, yeah. But then my brother tried to pipe into the group conversation just because, he has to be the star of the show. And was like, no, I think you should for sure date him. I don't think he hit the girlfriend. Like, he's gone. Didn't get his number.
Right.
Nothing like that. But he did. Like, he offered to buy me a drink, and I said no. And I can't
After
remember who it
my
was.
few interactions with your brother, I could see him saying that.
Yeah. He loves to be the center of attention.
That's a lot.
Oh,
I
damn.
don't remember his name.
Anyways, yeah, you should have came to AMSO for Gasparilla, where I was.
I was like in Soho. I had like a big jug of like margarita. Like
Wait, you had what do they call it?
The-
what are they calling it?
I'm just doing this.
What are they calling those big jugs where like you mix the drinks?
Hooch?
No.
We call it hooch or...
It's like the college kids right now. I sound so fucking old.
Hooch was like what we called it at country concerts where we mixed it all together. Kyle calls it hooch too. Jungle juice is what I called it in college.
Oh, no, it wasn't like a bucket of drinks. It was literally like I went to Target, got a big ass jug, margarita mix, 5 shots of tequila, sit it up.
Okay, so these college kids on TikTok are making these like cute like milk jugs, like empty milk jugs.
Ew.
And, like putting different alcohol zones.
It's hooch, man.
Yes, but they're calling it something else.
Oh.
I don't know what they're calling it. A gourd? Yeah, I think they're calling it
gourd.
gourds. Something like that. And they're putting, like, tons of different alcohols in it and, like, powdered lemonade and stuff. And that's what they're drinking.
That's so unhinged and foul. That's so foul.
You know what I could go for right now, though? A Four Loko. A gold one.
That's
Should we
foul.
tell Kyle to pick some up at the gas station?
I would not be able to go home.
Well, he could drive you home.
That's true, he could.
Four Locos
I
are
like them
actually the
Reese's
devil's creation. So.
Yeah.
I love Four Locos. It's kind of unhealthy. Yeah.
Well,
One time Kyle came home.
Like 2 years.
Okay, actually, this is like a sweet man moment, but also an unhinged man moment. So one time I was like, I'm really craving ramen noodles, and it was like 10 at night, and he was like, well, I'll go check the gas station down the road. So he drove to the gas station down the road, got me ramen, he comes back with the ramen noodles and a gold Four Loko, and he just cracks it. It's like a Tuesday night. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, well, I had to fend off his whole thought process, because like we live kind of in the ghetto. He went to that gas station, like he was like, I had to out crack the crackheads. So he walked in, went straight for the Four Loko, cracked it in there, started like drinking it, and then grabbed the ramen, and then walked out. And he's like, and I feel like all the crackheads respected me. And I was like, you've got a point.
You know,
like,
if I saw a guy walk into a gas station and crack open a Four Loko he didn't pay for yet and drink it, I'm not fucking with him either.
I feel like I would be like, do you need like a therapist number? Do you need a link?
You need help? What's going on?
Are you okay?
What's going on at home? Is everything alright at home? No, but that's why I can't do Four Locos. I can't. In Four Loko, that's not a Tampa ick. That's just like a general life ick for me.
Other Tampa icks though.
Okay, so I said traffic. This is kind of related. You Florida drivers are actually insane.
are we?
Like, and the thing is that
Is
y'all.
that the Florida drivers or the transplants that are living here?
I think it's all the old people that we still like haven't phased out of the Tampa area.
I think what I'm noticing is that like people take risks.
They don't use blinkers here.
They don't use
for
blinkers.
Sure.
They take risks. They love to tailgate. And what
I'm a tailgater.
Like, that is so
New York of
mean
me.
and very New York. Because I'm just like, okay, I'm going 70.
He doesn't
I'm
want to be
sensitive.
tailgated.
I don't want to be tailgated. Leave me
I'm
alone.
like 2 centimeters. I'm like, let's fucking go.
If I'm going 70 in the right lane, you have to take a Xanax and calm down. Like, if I'm going 70 in the right lane, you have to
the
calm
speed
down.
limit is 65, so I feel like
Kyle's got an issue with the horn. He likes to honk at people, and it makes me super
Even when they're going, just because they're going
and
slow.
then I just like sink into the seat and I'm like, stop. But the worst is if I'm mad at him for his driving, like if he's done something erratic and I'm upset about it, he'll intentionally, until I stop being mad, like straight on the horn and just let it blare until I like give him a kiss or I'm nice to him again. And it's mortifying. And I was like, you're embarrassing.
No.
wait, hold on. Why don't you like the horn?
It's
so
a weapon.
aggressive.
It's so aggressive and mean.
This is coming from two like softies.
Yeah.
No.
The horn is just so mean. It's just so mean. Like, it's not the end. If it's not the end of
If
the world,
they
I really
made
wouldn't
horns
use
that
it.
were just like
You can change your horn.
yeah, but I'm not gonna pay
Wait,
to do that.
you
Yeah,
can,
and if you have a Tesla, you can make it different sounds.
with all the $5 million I make annually, I still have a Tesla.
Okay, so what are some things you love about Tampa? I think that was like our last question. Was like we wanted to know what you hate about Tampa. We've got traffic, and we want to know what you love about Tampa.
The beaches. That's so stereotypical. I mean, not that Tampa has beaches in and of itself, but I grew up 3 hours away from the beach. So, like, going to the beach was always a big deal. It was like you prepped all day for it. You packed. And so the beach has always been very therapeutic for me, but I can never really go. So literally being 45 minutes from the beach is insane.
Yeah.
I think the overall vibe down here is just way more carefree. Like, no one really cares about things. Just being in stuffy Maryland and then so close to DC, everything was so, like, work. You know what I mean? And now here it's just, I feel like the overall vibe is more carefree, which Rachel was talking about how she preferred DC because it was so, you know, work.
She's Capricorn.
Right.
She's
so
like,
she loves her work. I'm a Gemini. I do not.
Okay. So here's one last question that like we were kind of curious about.
Okay.
So we've noticed that like just you being new here and like the friends you've made, you've really fallen kind of accidentally into like the influencer scene.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like Tampa influencers? Have you had any like bad experiences? Are you having all good? How does it like make you feel to go to all those events? Like, what are you liking and disliking about it?
Honestly, sorry, thinking about my words. That was a dramatic pause. I think you guys definitely like were way nicer than I thought. I always thought like influencers were, you know, not stuck up, but kind of like detached and not as like friendly or welcoming.
When you say that, do you mean like us specifically, or do you mean
in general?
In general. Okay.
In general. But then my friends Anthony and Nick were the first friends that I made in Tampa, and they're obviously influencers with their, you know, couples account and everything. And they were just so cool. Like, right off of the bat, like, incredibly cool. Like, if I had met them without having known that they were influencers, in my head, I wouldn't have thought this person's probably an influencer. Because I had more negative connotations prior to meeting actual influencers. And then when they took me to that Hyde Park event, and I met you all, I was like, oh my gosh.
Wait, was that the first influencer event you went to?
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't an influencer event. That was open to the public.
It was.
Oh,
I bought tickets.
Okay.
I didn't go as an influencer.
You bought it. Then I gave Kelsey my spare ticket because I got a free ticket and I got 1+1, and so I think Kelsey bought it. And then you're like, "Well, I want to come," so then you and Matt like paid to come.
No, it was a really nice meeting you all there. And like usually when I'm drunk and I meet girls at parties, I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm never gonna see them again. Bye, whatever." And then literally I was like, "I have to hang out with these people." And you guys were just so cool and so friendly. And then even at your season 1 party, I was like, "Oh my god, there's like gift baskets and there's like food and like." Everything.
We know how to throw a party.
You guys are such amazing hosts, and like, also just seeing the work that goes into being a content creator. Like, I've seen that from you all and from Nick and Anthony. Just like how much behind the scenes goes into it, and especially for you all, I feel like Anthony and Nick, obviously they're influencers, and that's its own thing in and of itself. But I think you two are actually like more like content creators, like active.
Yeah.
Content creators.
I feel like there's so many different tiers of like influencers, because even I've seen myself change as an influencer in the sense of like when I first started out, I was travel blogging, so it was like a different kind of influencing. Then I got into a phase when I moved here where I was like creative content. It was like we prep, we do artistic stuff, we style shoot. It's more like it was more creative photography based. Then I phased out of that and it became lifestyle. Then it was van life. Now I'm like trying to find where I go back to. I don't know like where my space is anymore. So some days it's like a really creative post, and then other days it's like something really basic, and it's like me at a coffee shop. So I feel like there's different tiers, which creates different levels of work, which can be very difficult.
I mean, from the outside looking in, both of you give...
My ear is ringing so bad. I feel like I'm about to pass out.
Please don't pass out. That'll be so sad.
Why did that happen? Why is it happening?
Is it still ringing?
Yeah, it's like...
Is it...
Okay, it's coming down.
Is it
wow.
coming down?
I started sweating. It just randomly happened. Does that mean I'm going deaf?
Maybe.
Euthanize.
The euthanization process is like already underway. That's the beginning
Muerto.
stages.
It's already starting?
Which, time out, I also didn't know you were Hispanic until...
Yeah.
I feel like... What did I watch? Oh my god, no. I was like... It was a few weeks ago. I was watching one of your podcasts, and you were like speaking Spanish, and I forgot what the subject of it was. And I was like, wait a minute. Time out. I did not know. And I've had several friends where like I wouldn't know like that they speak a different language, and then out of nowhere, like one of my best friends in college, like I just met her, and out of nowhere she calls her mom, she's speaking Romanian, and I'm like, whoa.
It's because I'm white. It's because I'm white.
Wait, are you Cuban, Puerto Rican?
I'm Cuban, and my mom is Russian Orthodox Jew. So it's a very weird combo. Straight communist. Cuban and Russian.
Yeah, very okay, Fidel and Stalin. All the boys.
Should we throw Putin in there?
Yeah, Putin. Oh, you're not gonna... Okay, I hope my secret agent doesn't kill you, but... Putin has nice biceps. Moving on. Sorry. She has nice biceps.
Hold on. Can we pull up a picture?
Like, there's this picture of him at he was, like, shirtless riding a horse or something. And he has, like, he's kind of built like a sexy bear. Putin.
I've never seen his biceps.
Y'all gonna have Secret Service agents, like...
Here you go. And he's old here too. That's not even like a young picture.
I don't like his nipples.
He's got a little man boob situation.
He has weird nipples. Okay, wait. Okay, low key though, like, he's not that ugly.
He's got a weird looking face to me.
That's the picture I saw. Okay, I never said Putin was sexy as fuck. I said Putin has nice biceps.
If I saw him out in a bar and he wasn't, Putin,
you know.
If he wasn't Putin.
If he was, I'd be like, hey, drop a nuke in here. Sorry. Okay, no, that's disgusting.
I think we have to end on that.
No, we need to continue. What were we talking about?
Influencers. I was saying from the outside perspective, you guys give like lifestyle influencers. Like you guys just give, and it looks so easy. From it looks easy, but I know like I'm watching and I'm like, oh my gosh, like she just took that video yesterday, but somehow she found the time to eat, take a shower, be a girlfriend, and then make this video. And like create this content, and then it's consistent. Like you guys, like I feel like I'm never starved. Like I'm always getting something new.
Sometimes I wonder if I post too much.
No, but I feel like it's important because it shows that like it's a job that you do. It's not like you're just like, oh well, whenever I feel like it, I'm gonna post something cute. It's like you guys actually work at it. So no, I've loved the influencer scene so far, and like, it's been interesting seeing just like all the perks that come with it. Like not for me, but for like just my friends. I'm like, oh my gosh.
There's a lot of fun things that we get to do because of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's always interesting though, because like sometimes I feel like I get offers to do things, and especially when it's like not paid. I feel like if I say no, then it's like bad on my name. But like also finding the time to do everything is also so taxing.
Right.
I don't know if you feel the same way, but like sometimes I'm
there's
just
also
like, I don't want to.
Brands that reach out that like I don't want to work with, just
Really?
because of like not what they stand for almost, but like their quality of product is not good. Like I see a lot of like Shein or like what's the other one?
Forever 21's
stuff like that, like
Yeah.
Shein influencers and stuff, and I'm like, I could never do that because I don't support that. Like I don't support their brand and what they stand for. There's a lot of like beauty brands that like I just
Well, and I really like, and I'm starting to see it resurface a little bit because now I've been pretty strict on like, you can pay me for posts, or if I really, really love the product and we want to talk product exchange, we can. But in reality, I've kind of gotten to that point where it's like, if I'm not getting paid, I'm not going to do it. But I've seen the resurgence of PR boxes. I'm getting sent a lot of stuff now where there's no commitment to it, and I do try it. And if I like it, I post, and if I don't, I don't. But I make it clear up front.
That the other day, and I was like, hey, I got these vitamins in the mail. All they want me to do is put an Instagram review. Is this fake? And she's like, no, like that's.
Can you imagine like deadly vitamins? Like someone just tricked you into taking like poisonous vitamins, and that's your
right?
That you have to be really careful. You take, because like I have a lot of supplement brands that like work with me, and a lot of them I do love, and like a lot of them it's stuff that I'll get and I'll advertise on my platform, but it's really Kyle loves it and Kyle eats them. So like I try and stay transparent with that too, and like if I'm posting about it, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I got these new supplements, and I'll almost make the video about Kyle but on my page for that brand.
Oh, that's good.
Because like he's into the supplements and stuff like that, and I just kind of care less about them. But it's like one of those things as I'm creating for these brands, I'm kind of at this point where I feel like it's not something I directly need. So like when I first moved into the house, I utilized a lot of like my pool of just like, I'll do it for exchange because I got free pillows, free this, free that, free mattress, like stuff like that. I'll do for free because I was sourcing it. But once I stopped sourcing things for the house, I stopped taking those things for free. Gotcha. So it's like kind of finding that balance. But I mean, even like the other day, I got a PR box of skincare. And I make it very clear when they're going to send it. I'm like, I'm not promising you any kind of post. Yeah. It's if I like it. And if I do like it, it might just be a story. I might do a whole reel if I like it. It just depends. But I think more brands are getting okay with that because they're realizing that's like the way of the world. I also think, unpopular opinion, I feel like we can talk about this more on another episode, or we'll probably have already talked about it because I think that you're a little later in the line. But I think I would love to talk about with Tosh is the fact that I think the influencer marketing game is changing. I think micro-influencers aren't getting paid as much, and now instead of brands wanting to advertise through influencers, they're actually wanting UGC and they're wanting to grow their own pages. So my business is completely transformed, where in 2019, 2018, I was making money for posting all the time. Wow. Now I hardly have to post any ads, which I kind of like because it feels more natural on my page again. But I'm not posting any ads anymore. But behind the scenes, what people don't realize is I create like 50 pieces of UGC a month for other brands.
I just had 3 companies reach out to me for UGC content, and I'm like, I agree with you. I prefer that now because I don't want my Instagram to feel like an ad. Like, I want people to come to my Instagram, like,
because they like you.
Right.
So like, now, oh my God, Jordan's doing that. That's so cool. Or like, you know, like I want people to like smile and laugh, not so much like, oh, I need to buy this, and this.
Right.
Well, and here's the thing too. And if people listening, or if you don't know what UGC is, it's user-generated content. So it's for them to use on their own platforms to advertise. I think the other kicker too is unless you're a page where it's like your review page, like some people like their whole thing is like, I review this brand or I review this, like I do makeup, whatever. We're not that. We're more lifestyle, like you said. I think that these brands are realizing they just want like their own platform that's big. So they're taking these UGC things and doing that. But UGC takes forever to make. And if you're making 50 pieces a month, at least you're getting paid to do it. But it's a completely different breed.
Tampa ICKS, I did UGC content for a small business in Tampa.
Okay.
I was told I was going to get paid, and I never got paid.
Wait, who?
I'm not going to say it on here.
They didn't pay you.
It's a coffee brand, though.
Oh, they never paid you. I know exactly who she's talking about.
And I also posted for like a spa, and they were like, "We're gonna send you like a whole box of products." Never sent that.
Have you followed up with anything?
Yeah, I just followed up, and they were like, "It shows it was delivered," and I was like, "Nah, it wasn't."
That's just so scammy to me.
So I don't know. I think that I need to be like more aware.
Contracts. You need contracts.
And which is funny because like I write contracts for people.
Oh yeah, you're literally a legal assistant.
But like I don't even do that for legal. I just like do it on the side. People like want a contract for the business. I'm like, okay, here.
Yeah, I've sent you
for
that before.
Wait, that's so cool that you do that.
Didn't I send you Kelsey?
Yeah, that's how me and Kelsey met. I wrote her wedding
contract.
Yeah, her business contract.
Because Kelsey came to me, so I met Kelsey because she needed website and photography help. I did her website and her photography. Kelsey and I became friends. I referred her to Jordan, and then we all started hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's so cool.
Yeah, because Jordan and I were friends before that, but like not hanging out with Kelsey. And then Kelsey and I became friends after I did her website. So then I kind of just skirted Kelsey into the group.
You do, and you're very good at, both of you are very good at integrating people. And you guys are very good at like...
it's fun.
It is.
We like group activities. Yeah. We like group
I
fun.
know, but all of your friends can like I wouldn't be able to have all of my friends in like one space. I don't feel like you guys can.
No, you have different, like, I get what you're saying. You have different friend groups that cannot mix.
I have friend groups that I definitely, like, I like to keep separate because they serve different purposes.
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time as I'm, like, prepping for my bachelorette party and stuff like that, there's nobody coming on that bachelorette trip that, like, is not going to mesh. Like, everybody's going to mesh because they're coming together for a purpose, which is me. But would I, like, have them all hang out regularly? No.
Right.
So it's just, like, finding that balance. But... I mean, I feel like social media is what makes us good at connecting people because we do it online every day.
Yeah.
So it like makes it a little easier.
And even when you guys are hosting things, you guys are very good at like making sure everybody sees you is accounted for. Like, I don't know, you were literally like in 12 places at once at the beach.
I feel like I'm used to that at this point, but like I feel like if I'm not communicating with somebody, if they go home and you're like, I wish I had gotten to talk to you more, like I feel like a failure.
No, because I literally would have been like, it's her birthday. Like, she has people here that she needs to see. I never would have felt like that, but I can understand that because like even when I used to host like my Christmas parties and my Friendsgivings, I would always be like, oh my gosh, like there's 8 people here. Like every single person has to feel accounted for or connected to me. Also, I hate surprise birthday parties.
Noted.
I hate surprise birthday parties just because. I remember like my friend threw me one. And it was like all my different friend groups. And I literally was like, I had a panic attack. I was like, this is how.
What do we do?
And I was like, I can't literally make all 15 of you feel like I'm having a conversation with you. But you were so good at that. And I'm literally just like, I need that. I need to be able to do that without wanting to euthanize myself.
When I feel like social media definitely helps that for sure. I think that at this point in time, social media is a connection tool for me. And then honestly, the more I think about it and like how we're talking about UGC and creating that kind of content, I genuinely really am looking at my social media now as a resume. Because brands are coming there, they don't want to advertise anymore through me, but they want to know that I can create a certain type of content. Right. So I feel like consistently when brands approach me, they'll be like, do you have an example of something like this? And I can like directly send them to a post or something like that. So honestly, like your Instagram is kind of a walking resume at this point if you're an influencer.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I'm on like all the T's. I will say, like, circling back to Tampa ICKS, straight bars, I kind of touched on that before. Because I've been dress coded. Like, I one time was wearing a bodysuit. Like, just a bodysuit, like, whatever, which is honestly very conservative for me. And the bouncer was like, nah, guys have to have sleeves. And I was like, that's crazy because I was literally here 2 nights ago and I was wearing something that was way more revealing than this.
What club was this or bar?
It was Saloon.
Soho Saloon.
Yeah.
Once again, why are we in Soho?
No, because
Fuck Soho.
Because
I will tell you though, Tangra, those bouncers are aggressive.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't mess with
I've
Tangra.
literally been tossed before, like in the club, because I was just like standing there and he was coming, and I guess I was in his way, and he was just like kind of shoving me.
Even like Kelvin said in the group chat today, quite literally, they be drugging people at Tangra.
I've never heard that, which is wild.
I have all the time. I have
Really?
multiple friends that have been drugged at Tangra.
You know what's funny? I do have a funny Tangra story. So you know how they have like the first floor with the tables? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we were coming down and some guys were like, oh, like come to our table. So like we go to their table and there's like 4 of us and then a guy. And so we're in there and he's like, just order whatever you want. The bartender comes over and we're like, we'll do like, I think it was 2, maybe 3 bottles in 1942. So we just order it, and he's like, okay, it's fine. And then my friend was so drunk, she was like, we gotta go. And we left before the 1942 ever came.
No, y'all just wasted perfectly good tequila.
Yeah, that is a waste.
But also, he had to pay for it, so I'm not mad.
Oh, period. City girl summer. No, but that definitely was one of my icks about straight clubs here. Because being from Maryland, it's a different space.
See, if you're gonna go to straight bars, you have to go to like dive bars where there are no bouncers.
Right.
There's no one checking you. You're walking into the bar. You're sitting at the bar, and you're having a good time.
There's a good dive bar near my house.
We need to do a day out there.
We do.
I would love to go to a dive bar. I love dive
They
bars.
do music.
Well, if you were coming tomorrow night.
No, I'm so sorry. I literally wish, but I would feel like a horrible human if I didn't spend time with her. She's literally moving on Thursday.
No, I get it. You're forgiven this time. Jordan's coming. She doesn't get a say.
But I will be there on St. Patrick's with a morph suit, with a green morph suit.
Yes.
See, everybody's on. Wait, are we all gonna do it?
I'll
go
do
straight
it.
after.
I think we should.
Stay tuned for pictures. We'll add these in because it'll be after St. Patrick's Day when the stairs.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Oh my god, I had so much fun.
We still like haven't figured out how to close this out, so it's just like really garbage usually. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Z-list.